This is the Hypertech Voices of Industry. Here at SEMA in the Central Hall, my name is Clarence Barnes. We're in the booth. This is the place everybody's been dropping by today. And, unlike a lot of things here at SEMA, it's not in your face. This is a Hypertech thing. This is Hypertech's way of sort of honoring the people who make our business great. Over the past few years, we've had some real tough times. And we're coming into a good time. What's happening now, what's going to happen next year, and what's happening with the people who make our business great. So, speaking of which, we've got Bryan Robb here. Now, you're with digital, you're a digital platform.
Yeah, we started Digital Throttle in 2009.
Right.
I did. I used to run the digital advertising for what's now called the Motor Trend Group.
Right.
But I got my start in this business in 1989.
Right.
Working for the Edelbrock Corporation. And I'm very blessed to have spent a lot of years with Vic Edelbrock, kind of learning both the history and also how to run your own company and do a great job. He's still an inspiration. He passed away, unfortunately, 5 years ago.
So Digital Throttle, for those of you guys who maybe own companies and things like that, you're like what we would call an agency.
Yeah, we do a little bit of everything, but we are primarily a digital agency for companies in vehicle markets. So we do everything from, classic restoration, off-road. Racing is a big part, but then we do motorcycles, UTVs, boats, RVs. We jokingly call it dudes with engines.
Dudes with careful.
Terribly sexist.
Careful, but we've got some real fast women here.
I know, they'd slap you. But
and you know better, because Christy Edelbrock will come over here and hammer you now.
Yeah,
She'll be like, come here.
Christy and Cami, they're quite accomplished racers on the road. So, yeah.
But here from a business standpoint, digital agency like your company is someone who has to keep their finger on the pulse of all things motorsports. That's your specialty.
Yeah.
So let's say someone wants to access, with a media package or a campaign or something like that. They have a new product. They want to do advertising or something like that. You're basically the person who's quarterbacking those efforts.
Correct. So we come back with a proposal that says, hey, based on your target demographic, your vehicle's a big part of it. Here's the best platforms. It could be a lot of website advertising.
Right.
It could be YouTube. It could be a lot of social or just search. Sometimes some of these products are so esoteric, it's hard to advertise them until someone starts to look for it. They have a problem. They have a high heat. They go find a solution. So sometimes you have to wait for them to find you, and you just have to be there.
And I think, from an agency side, from what I know about working through agencies, there is a certain amount of knowledge of product and then access to statistics and numbers and ratings. And that's one thing that people don't realize what a buyer does. They have access to all the details. How much influence does this segment you're going to advertise in push?
The good news for us is we've been doing it for so long. We have a lot of clients. When you get good at something, it's because you've fallen down enough.
Right.
And when you've seen campaigns not do well. So we usually come into it with a bias because we've seen what hasn't worked well. And that's half of the battle.
Right. Yeah, I mean, if you've been in the game long enough, you do see the wins and the fails, and then
we're enthusiasts.
Yeah.
So I have a Gladiator and a 58 Corvette.
You're there.
So we see the product, we just understand it already.
Right.
A lot of times when you use a traditional media agency, you have a very smart person. Usually agencies hire smart people, but they might not be car people. They might not be motorcycle people.
Well, and then sometimes they're very by the numbers. Like I was dealing with an agency one time, they were buying radio, and she said, yeah, we can get you in camp. It was AMP Radio in the #1 retail market in America, which is in Los Angeles. This was a big buying agency, and she called it camp. That's like calling Edelbrock Ebrock or whatever.
Elder was how the
they
Southerners
really
say.
didn't know what these stations represented at the time, and that's why it's important if you're working with an agency to work with a company that's specifically focused on the lane you want to work in. In motorsports, that would be you guys.
We just get it. A lot of our team came from the magazine world, which is this business was built around magazines. Mr. Peterson, Bob Peterson built Hot Rod and that empire, and that's how a lot of these companies got their start. Sad thing is a lot of those magazines aren't here anymore. So we really take it personal to help these companies transition from these titles that we all grew up with to the new world of digital advertising.
But
it can be a little scary sometimes.
But like a package of ketchup, if you get one of those little packages of ketchup, you go like that. The ketchup doesn't disappear. It just goes somewhere else.
Exactly.
Your job is to find out where it goes, and that's why you guys are successful.
Because the magazine's not there anymore doesn't mean the consumer's not there.
Exactly.
And that and I think they get it, but there's a certain demographic of our, especially a business owner, he didn't grow up holding one of these in his hand.
Right.
And so it's a little scary for him. We take it real personal to kind of coach them through that. And they get really comfortable pretty quickly. They're smart guys. They built a business, so it doesn't take them long to kind of see that, and then, you get a thumbs up. That's very rewarding.
Digital Throttle. I like that name, by the way.
Yeah, actually, it kind of just came to me in the day. I was still working for the Motor Trend Group, and I'm trying to think about something that kind of appealed to all vehicles.
I like that a lot.
Everything's got a throttle. Not everything has a steering wheel. Not everything has a pedal. So, yeah, we're very blessed.
How do people find you?
Digitalthrottle.com. We've got 6 of us walking around the show, so we're good at knocking on doors, and happy to help anybody who needs help.
Bryan Robb, everybody, here at the Voices of Industry. Thanks to the folks at Hypertech here in SEMA 2022. If you get a chance, stop by. If you miss it, you can find us on YouTube or see us here at the same space next year at SEMA 2023. See you soon.
Thank you.